The Rock Machine and the Rebels are two outlaw motorcycle clubs that have been at odds since 2009. Their ongoing conflict has led to multiple killings, injuries, and disruptions in public areas throughout Australia. The situation reached a critical point when former Rebels president Nick Martin was fatally shot, causing widespread shock. But what are the factors behind this conflict? And was the murder of Nick Martin an insider job as suspected? In the 2000s, the Rebels Motorcycle Club reached its peak as the largest club in Australia, boasting over 70 chapters nationwide. They considered Australia their turf and engaged in numerous conflicts with rival motorcycle clubs to assert their dominance. But their sole dominance started to deteriorate with the arrival of the Rock Machine MC. The Rock Machine originated in Canada in 1986, formed by Salvatore and Giovanni Cozzetta after Salvatore split from the Hells Angels. Their club faced challenges but maintained peace until Salvatore's imprisonment, leading to conflict with the Hells Angels. After their defeat, the Rock Machine disbanded, but later reformed, eventually becoming an international club. In Australia, Brent B.J. Wrecker, also known as The Rock, brought the Rock Machine to Australia in 2008, starting the first chapter. The club quickly expanded, leading to tensions with existing clubs like the Rebels. Did you know that the Rebels, with over 70 chapters nationwide, are Australia's largest biker club and are associated with various criminal activities, including drug trafficking and executions? By early 2009, the Rock Machine established a chapter in New South Wales, Sydney. Later that year, a third chapter was established in the Perth suburb of Myaree by Critical J, then president of Rock Machine MC Canada. The defection of Rebels MC members to the Rock Machine MC ignited a violent and ongoing feud between the two groups. The ongoing war between the Rebels and the Rock Machine biker clubs has thrown Western Australia into chaos for years, involving car bombings, midnight manhunts, and more. This conflict isn't new. In the early 2000s, the Rock Machine clashed with the Hells Angels in Canada in what was deemed the largest and bloodiest biker war in history, resulting in at least 160 deaths. Over the past decades, there have been numerous killings in a certain style. According to Australian authorities, the conflict began with online threats and verbal exchanges between the two groups. Things escalated when some young rebels switched allegiance to the Rock Machine in pursuit of full membership. On July 10, 2010, a massive brawl erupted at a nightclub, injuring several people, including police officers. 3 months later, in October 2010, members of the Rock Machine turned to explosives, firebombing a Rebels Motorcycle Club member's vehicle. Shortly after, on November 5, 2010, both clubs engaged in a brawl at a mixed martial arts event, leaving many injured, with the Rebels suffering heavier losses. In response, on November 12, 15 Rebels members searched Fremantle's entertainment district for Rock Machine members, but found none. 4 days later, the Rock Machine further antagonized the Rebels by setting fire to the Ink Assault tattoo parlor owned by the Rebels. In the ensuing months, there were retaliatory acts between the two groups, including beatings, firebombings of vehicles, and property vandalism. Those were terrible times. One Rock Machine member was caught with a cache of firearms during a traffic stop. In January 2011, both groups met again, resulting in more injuries. The following day, a Rebels group attacked a Rock Machine-owned tattoo parlor. Meanwhile, authorities struggled to keep up with the escalating violence. On January 24, 2011, police raided the Rebels Osborne chapter clubhouse but found nothing. Shortly after, Rebels president Nick Martin demanded compensation for the damage. However, fears persisted that the conflict would escalate further. On February 25, 2011, police seized explosives from a Rock Machine clubhouse, leading to accusations against Rock Machine Canada for supplying weapons. On March 18, 2011, Nick Martin survived an assassination attempt, leading to multiple raids on properties belonging to both groups. Despite seizing weapons, only 2 individuals were charged. Amidst the chaos, the Rock Machine appeared to be gaining ground against the larger Rebels, utilizing bold and unpredictable tactics. However, their numbers had dwindled significantly. Over the years, the Rock Machine experienced significant growth, attracting attention from other bikie groups who switched allegiances. Particularly noteworthy was the influx of young Finks members to the Rock Machine around June 2012. leading to the establishment of a second chapter in Perth, known as the South Perth chapter. This surge in popularity was evident from the increasing number of people searching online on how to join the rock machine. Unlike other outlaw biker clubs in Australia, the early Australian rock machine chapters had a distinct style. While they rode Harley-Davidsons, they weren't as keen on traditional leather jackets and patches. Instead, they favored rings adorned with eagle insignia, making them less conspicuous. Nicknamed the Nike Beakies, rock machine members were known for their fashionable footwear, good hygiene, and regular gym visits, which appealed to younger bikers. Despite their growing numbers, the rock machine didn't immediately dominate Western Australia's criminal scene. The recruitment of mostly young, inexperienced bickies led to internal discipline issues, making the group vulnerable to police infiltration. In November 2012, Western Australia passed tough anti-organized crime laws, targeting biker gangs specifically. These laws, coupled with successive police raids and hefty fines, temporarily weakened the rock machine. In 2013, one of their key print shelters shifted to the Bandidos Australia. However, rumors persisted about their continued activities. In April 2018, police confirmed sightings of the rock machine insignia, and tensions resumed with the rebels. By August 2019, deliberate fires and drive-by shootings targeting members' properties became common again, with the gang expanding into Adelaide. That's when the unthinkable happened. The nation's realization of the threat posed by the rock machine came on December 12, 2020, when former Rebels biker boss Nick Martin was assassinated during a drag racing event. This brazen act prompted law enforcement to intensify efforts to combat outlaw biker gangs, with a special police unit established to investigate the shooting, with the rock machine emerging as a prime suspect. The shocking assassination Nick Martin sent waves of fear throughout Western Australia, igniting concerns of a potential biker conflict. What happened? A single gunshot, fired from a distance of 335 meters, struck Mr. Martin's chest before hitting former Bandidos member Ricky Chapman at Perth Motorplex on December 12 of 2021. This led to speculation that a professional hitman was responsible for the attack. In the ensuing months, as no arrests were made, the atmosphere in Perth remained tense. What many didn't realize was that the police had a significant lead they were pursuing. An error by the sniper allowed law enforcement to collect evidence and build a case against him. According to reports, the unidentified killer had taken his rifle to a licensed gunsmith in January and requested a replacement barrel. Less than a week later, he retrieved the modified rifle. Subsequently, police confiscated the barrel from the gunsmith's premises the following month, and forensic analysis confirmed that the bullets fired from it matched the one recovered from Mr. Chapman. Further investigations revealed that the suspect was present at the Motorplex during the shooting and was positioned at the exact location where the shot was fired. He was identified as a person of interest and placed under surveillance. In March, the 35-year-old suspect was arrested and charged with Mr. Martin's murder. During a recent sentencing hearing, Justice Stephen Hall characterized the killing as a contract killing. A sentencing hearing has taken place for the individual responsible for the fatal shooting of Martin. The sniper who committed the act in front of children has been sentenced to 20 years in prison, with eligibility for parole after 18 years. But that's not all. While his identity remains undisclosed, he is believed to have received a lesser sentence by cooperating with prosecutors in building a case against the individual who hired him to carry out the killing. The shooter was contacted by David James Pye, a former rebel-turned-Comanchero Beakie who purportedly sought someone to eliminate Martin, claiming Martin also had a contract out on him. According to court proceedings, Pye and the sniper communicated through an encrypted app before meeting in person in August 2020 to discuss the details of the assassination. The sniper was offered $10,000 to conduct reconnaissance on Martin, including drive-bys of his residence and drone surveillance. The sniper surveyed the Perth Motorplex, removing a ramp to secure a clear shot and practicing shooting multiple rounds at a target. He also allegedly changed his car's tires and registration. Identified as a 35-year-old ex-soldier, the sniper cut a hole in a fence approximately 335 meters away from the Motorplex, dressed in camouflage, and assumed a position to observe Martin for about 15 minutes before firing a single shot. He received $150,000 for the crime, which was less than initially promised by Pai. The money was later discovered by the police buried in PVC pipes in dense bushland. Additionally, the sniper was allegedly offered $800,000 to kill Raymond Silly, who was in Thailand at the time. Although he claims he had not yet accepted the task, he did accept a $145,000 deposit, which was also buried alongside the $150,000. Martin's funeral was a striking affair, with 100 patched rebels escorting the coffin adorned with 100 bills dollar. As a dozen police cars trailed behind and a police sniper watched from a helicopter above, they proceeded through Scarborough Beach Road to the burial site. Even the former national president of the rebels, Alex Vela, joined remotely from Malta, where he had been in exile since 2014 due to the revocation of his Australian visa on character grounds. However, despite the show of unity by the rebels, later investigations revealed underlying tensions within the club. Did you know that just months before Martin's assassination, suspicions arose that the 51-year-old man had mishandled club funds? Additionally, he had recently been ousted from his presidency following allegations of facilitating a significant transfer of patched members to the Mongols earlier in 2020. Many thought it to be an insider job, but all those rumors died down when the suspect was caught. In 2024, both the Rock Machine and the rebels are still active in Australia, and the ongoing tensions between them show no signs of diminishing anytime soon.